Have you ever wondered what's really behind KFC's chicken? What happens before that crispy piece lands on your tray? It's not just a secret recipe. It's an entire industrial system that starts with an egg and ends with millions of meals served every day. Today, we'll show you everything: how the chickens are born, what they eat, where they live, how they're processed, and how they're cooked using an ultra-secret recipe. We'll also travel the world to see how KFC's menu changes based on local culture. This isn't just a documentary about fast food. It's an X-ray of a global chain that turned a simple piece of chicken into an international phenomenon. Get ready, because after watching this, you'll never see KFC chicken the same way again. It all begins at specialized breeding farms, where selected hens and roosters produce fertile eggs intended exclusively for the poultry industry. These eggs aren't sold to the public. They're sent to hatcheries where technology takes over. The eggs are placed in trays inside incubators that maintain constant temperature and humidity, monitored by sensors. For 18 days, the embryos develop under strict control. Then they're moved to hatching machines where 3 days later, the chicks break through the shell on their own. From that moment, everything happens with speed and precision. Without ever seeing their mother, the chicks are automatically sorted by sex and size. Some even receive vaccines right on the conveyor belt before they touch the ground. Next, they're placed in ventilated boxes, ready for transport. The trucks are climate controlled, and the journey must be completed in under 24 hours. The goal? For the chicks to arrive healthy at their new home, a grow-out farm where they'll quickly gain weight. This is the beginning of a stunning transformation. In just 6 weeks, that tiny chick will reach the ideal size to become a golden fried piece of chicken at KFC. Once the chicks arrive at the grow-out farms, it's a race against time. The goal? Reach the ideal weight in just 6 weeks. These farms aren't rustic or improvised. They're high-tech facilities designed to control every detail. The chickens aren't raised in cages. They live on the floor, over beds of wood shavings or straw, inside massive enclosed barns where temperature, humidity, and light are all automatically regulated. During the early weeks, lights stay on longer to encourage more feeding. And yes, they grow fast, but not due to hormones which are banned in the US. It's thanks to a mix of genetics, precise diet, and optimized conditions. Their feed is an industrial mix of corn, soy, plant proteins, vitamins, and minerals tailored by nutritionists for each growth phase. They also have constant access to drinking water via automatic dispensers. If a group of chickens drinks less than expected, the system sends an alert. There could be a health issue or environmental stress. Bird density is another key issue. While there are standards limiting how many chickens can occupy each square meter, during the final weeks, many can barely move freely due to their size. KFC states that its suppliers must follow strict animal welfare policies and undergo regular audits. Still, animal welfare groups continue to question the model. The reality is these farms produce millions of birds each month. Everyone is monitored, fed, and fattened with pinpoint accuracy, all to ensure that, by the end of the cycle, each piece of chicken meets the standards required by KFC kitchens. When chickens reach the ideal weight, the next step begins: transport to the processing plants. This usually happens at night or early morning to avoid heat and reduce animal stress. The trucks used are specially designed, with ventilated compartments and trays that ensure proper space per bird. In many farms, automated systems collect chickens from the floor to minimize human contact and speed up the process. During transit, sensors monitor temperature and travel time. Everything must be fast, from farm to plant in under 3 hours. KFC requires that its suppliers follow strict protocols to ensure animal welfare during this phase. It's a critical moment that, though brief, can impact the final product's quality. At the processing plant, every step is automated, hygienic, and tightly coordinated. Here, chickens go from live animals to ready-to-cook pieces in under an hour. First comes stunning, either with CO2 gas or electric current. This reduces suffering before slaughter, which is done with automated blades that precisely cut neck arteries. Proper blood draining is vital for meat preservation. Next, birds go through a hot water bath at about 60 degrees Celsius to loosen feathers, which are removed within seconds by spinning rollers. Then, optical systems inspect each bird. Those showing signs of infection or deformities are automatically discarded. Robots then eviscerate the chickens, removing the liver, heart, and gizzard, while separating the rest for industrial use. A high-pressure rinse follows, Using water or food-grade disinfectants, robots sort the chickens by size and weight before industrial saws cut them into thighs, wings, breasts, and drumsticks. The resulting pieces are quickly chilled in cold air chambers to prevent bacterial growth. They're then vacuum sealed in a sterile environment and stored in refrigerated rooms until distribution. Each batch has digital traceability, making it possible to track every piece from farm to restaurant. This level of automation allows KFC to maintain consistent quality standards worldwide. While some criticize the system's impersonality, there's no doubt that efficiency and food safety are among its greatest strengths. Once the processed chicken arrives at KFC restaurants, the final transformation begins. Here's where the human touch, legendary recipe, and perfected frying technique come in. It all starts with marination. The pieces are soaked in brine or buttermilk to tenderize the meat and retain moisture. Then they're hand-breaded using a flour mix with the famous secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. This formula, never patented, is kept under strict confidentiality. In fact, the mix is split in two and produced separately in different locations to keep it secure. Breading isn't random. Each piece is pressed and turned exactly 7 times in the mix to achieve a uniform coating that holds up during cooking. Then the chicken is placed in pressure fryers, cooking at around 185 degrees Celsius for 7 to 10 minutes. This method, invented by Harlan Sanders, locks in juices and reduces fat absorption. Once cooked, every piece undergoes a visual check. It must have the perfect golden color and crunchy texture. Only those that meet the standard go to the warmer, ready to be served with fries, biscuits, and sauces. This daily ritual in KFC kitchens turns an industrial process into a dining experience recognized worldwide from the very first bite. Although it was born in Kentucky, KFC is now a truly global brand. Present in over 150 countries, not all menus are the same. In fact, one of its secrets to success is adapting to local tastes without losing its essence. In Japan, KFC has become a Christmas tradition. Every December, thousands of families book weeks in advance to enjoy the party barrel, fried chicken, cake, and sparkling wine. This custom, fueled by a brilliant 1970s marketing campaign, is now part of Japanese culture. In India, where many avoid pork and beef, the menu is full of vegetarian options and spiced chicken like the famous zinger. In South Korea, chicken comes with soy and honey sauce, while in Thailand, wings are paired with sweet chili and rice. The Philippines prefers rice as a side. And in Canada, you'll find a version of poutine made with KFC chicken. In majority Muslim countries, all products are halal certified, and even regional flavors like shawarma or curry are added. These variations aren't just marketing stunts. They're part of a strategy designed to emotionally connect with each culture, adapting flavors without sacrificing the brand's DNA. So, finger-licking good tastes a little different in every corner of the globe. But the love for chicken remains the same. If you enjoy discovering what's behind the world's most famous chicken, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. We've got many more food secrets to reveal. Have you ever wondered what story hides behind the wool of your favorite sweater? That soft, warm, and lightweight texture wasn't born in a factory. It came from the back of a sheep peacefully grazing in a distant pasture. But that pastoral image is only the beginning. Today, wool is the result of a highly technological and precise system that blends advanced genetics, animal care, industrial machinery, and luxury design. What was once a natural coat now transforms into $1,000 suits, technical fabrics, and textiles with a global identity. In this video, we'll follow wool's journey from the very first step, sheep breeding. We'll see how its body becomes a biological machine to produce a perfect fiber, how that fiber is treated, purified, aligned, spun, and finally turned into fashion. How does a rustic fleece end up on a Milan runway? How much science lies behind something as simple as a ball of yarn? Get ready to find out. Because this is not just the story of a sheep. It's the story of the most noble textile on the planet. Wool quality doesn't start at shearing. It starts with genetics. Specialized producers breed sheep like merinos, selected for decades for their ability to produce finer, longer, denser fibers. Each sheep isn't just an animal. It's the result of natural genetic engineering focused on textile perfection. But genetics without ideal conditions is useless. The world's best wools come from regions with temperate climates, low humidity, and high-quality pastures. Less stress, fewer parasites, more wool. And it's no accident. The environment is entirely designed to optimize fleece growth. In high-end farms, sheep live under a rigorous health program. Balanced diets, disease control, regular cleaning, and digital monitoring with chips that detect behavior or physical changes. Some even have special shelters to keep their wool clean and dry before shearing. The months before harvest are critical. Movement is reduced, grass is replaced with clean feed, and even rain exposure is controlled. Everything is designed for flawless wool. Breeding sheep for premium wool is a blend of tradition and science. It's the cultivation of a living product that will be judged by millimeters of thickness, softness to the touch, and color uniformity. Every decision during this stage has a single purpose: for the sheep's fleece to be not just abundant, but worthy of becoming something extraordinary. After months of preparation, the defining moment arrives. Shearing. Here's where we find out if all the previous effort was worth it. But shearing isn't just cutting wool. It's a surgical precision operation. Each sheep is first inspected. Their health, stress level, even posture is reviewed. Poor shearing can cause injury and ruin the wool's quality. That's why professional shearers, trained for years, make long, smooth, controlled cuts using high-precision electric tools. The goal is to remove the entire fleece in one piece. A kind of biological carpet that is carefully spread out on a grading table. This is where another key stage begins, separating the excellent from the average. The fleece is analyzed by zones. Wool from the back and sides is the finest and softest, destined for the premium industry. Wool from the legs, neck, or belly is coarser and typically used for rugs or fillings. Graders evaluate 5 fundamental criteria: fineness, length, crimp, color, and cleanliness. White wool, free of vegetable stains or excess grease, can multiply its value several times. After evaluation, wool is grouped by quality and pressed into large bales. Each is tagged with exact information: weight, origin, fiber type, even the producer's name. These bales are not just raw material, they're like textile gold bars, the result of months of work, care, and precision, soon to be judged by buyers in global markets. Here ends the fieldwork. What follows is the scientific purification of each fiber. A whole new world of technology awaits. Once wool has been graded and packed into bales, a new stage begins: purification. This process is critical as it determines whether the raw fiber becomes ready-to-spin material. Untreated wool comes with impurities, lanolin grease, dust, dry seeds, even animal waste. To clean it, the scouring method is used. Industrial washing. Fibers are placed in huge tanks of hot water, between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius, along with special detergents that dissolve grease without damaging the fiber's structure. This process repeats through several phases, from initial washing to increasingly clean rinses. In the end, what was once a sticky mass becomes a fluffy, white fiber free of visible residue. Then comes drying. Wet wool passes through high-speed centrifuges to extract excess water without generating heat. Next, it enters drying chambers with controlled temperature and humidity. This preserves the elasticity and natural curl of the wool. In modern plants, optical sensors detect exact moisture levels and automatically adjust airflow, ensuring even, efficient dehydration. Finally, dry wool passes through an opening machine that loosens the fibers, preparing them for alignment and combing. At this stage, the wool is soft to the touch, lightweight, and its color reveals its quality. This concludes the cleaning stage. What started as a greasy, earthy fleece is now a pure, technical fiber, ready to become a continuous strand of perfection. With wool now purified, dried, and fluffy, a key transformation begins: structuring the fiber. This is where textile science comes into play, converting raw material into a clean, uniform base ready for spinning. It starts with carding, where wool passes through rotating drums covered in fine spikes. This system detangles, aligns, and softens fibers, removing microscopic residues and forming a continuous fluffy ribbon known as a sliver. This sliver is essentially a pre-yarn tape, but to reach the highest quality, it needs one more phase: combing. In combing, high-precision machines eliminate all short, doubled, or misaligned fibers. Only long, fine, perfectly aligned fibers remain. The result is called top wool, the cream of the wool crop. Its texture is uniform, its touch silky, and its commercial value significantly higher. Top wool is the raw material demanded by high-end brands, as it ensures consistent spinning, skin-soft contact, and superior durability. Here, there's no room for error. Even 2-micron differences in fiber diameter can determine whether wool ends up in a boutique or an outlet. This process allows wool to be classified by destination. Coarser fibers go into rugs, fillings, or blankets. Ultrafine fibers go into luxury suits, technical sweaters, or high-performance intimate wear. Carding and combing mark the moment wool shifts from raw material. Once top wool is obtained, one of the most meticulous stages of the entire chain begins: spinning. Here, thousands of fine fibers are turned into a continuous, strong, and uniform yarn. But doing it well requires more than machines. It requires strategy, technique, and millimetric accuracy. The process begins when top wool is fed into spinning machines. These stretch the fiber with controlled precision, aligning strands into uniform layers. Then, each set is carefully twisted through multiple stages to form a continuous yarn. The key is the perfect balance between twist and tension. Too much twist makes the yarn stiff. Too little and it breaks. That's why each wool type, based on thickness and fineness, has a custom setting. Operators monitor variables like speed, room temperature, and even static caused by friction. In modern plants, smart sensors make thousands of adjustments per minute, ensuring that every meter of yarn is identical in diameter and strength. This enables the production of spools with such high standards they can be used directly in high-fashion garments without respinning. Additionally, special finishes can be applied at this stage: shrinkage treatment, reinforcement with natural polymers, or the inclusion of essential oils that soften skin contact. A single machine can produce between 80 and 200 kilograms of yarn per day, depending on wool quality and desired fineness. But beyond quantity, consistency is key. Every meter of yarn must carry the same technical story. Thus, wool is officially transformed into yarn, the purest, most precise and controlled form of the textile tradition. From a quiet pasture to a high-fashion boutique, the journey of wool is a story of technical evolution and extreme care. It's not just a fiber, it's the reflection of centuries of genetic selection, industrial development, and artisanal perfection. Each stage, breeding, shearing, washing, carding, combing, and spinning, represents a symphony between nature and technology. Nothing happens by accident. Every micron of softness, every centimeter of perfect yarn, is the result of human decisions made with scientific precision. Behind every wool garment are well-cared-for sheep, dedicated farmers, textile engineers, skilled operators, and brands that understand the value of authenticity. And maybe the next time you touch a wool sweater, you'll feel more than softness. You'll feel the weight of a story woven with knowledge, passion, and respect for the process. Because wool is not just warmth. It's culture, it's science, it's art. If this fiber's journey surprised you, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the invisible behind the everyday. Like and share if you've ever wondered how something so simple can be so extraordinary.